Hey guys, welcome to a new video. I am so excited to be back. I took a little bit of a hiatus, kind of on purpose, kind of not. I've just been so busy lately. I'm sure a lot of you can relate with like the busy season, new job, all of that kind of stuff. I am back, at least for now, and there's a lot of new people here. I'm assuming from the Gilmore Girls readathon, so hey, hello, my name's Olivia. If you haven't been here before, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to have you watching. So today, I decided to go ahead and do like a giant wintry TBR because I have like 15 books here and there's no way I'm gonna get through all of them in just the month of December. So maybe this will give you some recommendations as well, but also I just thought I would share with you what I'm reading because I'm really excited to get back into reading. I've also been in a giant reading slump with just so much life stuff happening, good and bad, but I'm happy to say I've been back in the reading mood, and so I'm really looking forward to getting to all these, so let's just get into it. I'm also feeling a little bit under the weather, so if I'm coughing or my voice sounds weird, I'm so sorry. I have like the crud of just a bunch of stuff going on, so I apologize. But the first book that I'm probably the most excited about, or the most intrigued about, I should say, is the Valancourt Book of Victorian Christmas Ghost Stories, edited by Tara Moore. First of all, look at this cover. It's like the perfect mix of like Halloween spooky season going into like Christmas. I think it's so cool. But basically, I think this is like old classic tales that have just lived through the years. That's basically all I know about it. The titles are very intriguing, so I hope it's good, like The Haunted Rock, The Lady's Walk, The Ghost Summons, Bring Me a Light, The Old Nurse's Stories. There's some very interesting things in here, so I don't know what all it's gonna include, but yeah, I'm very excited. There's about 13 stories in here, so that'll be nice to just pick up a little mini story here and there. The next book I have here is The Winter Sister by Megan Collins. I just know that this is a thriller. I read the synopsis. The sister's name, last name isn't Winter. It's not set in winter. The synopsis is very vague. I just saw this for $2 at my local thrift store. I knew it was a thriller. I knew it was a book of the month pick at some point, so I was like, hey, why not? Let's just go ahead and try it. So I hope it's good. I've heard a lot of good reviews about this one, but I feel like it's not very popular, but this is like the one thriller I have on my list for the winter time, so I hope it's good. So I started to read The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivey last year. This has won several awards actually, and I started reading it last year and I could tell it was going to be very sad, and I was not in the mood for sad, so I decided to save it until this year. I believe this is about a couple who wants to have a child but they can't physically, so if that's something you've dealt with, maybe you want to skip this one. I know it's very just really sad. So one day they decide to go out and make a snowman in the snow, and then the next morning the snowman is gone and a child appears. So cue the waterworks. I know so many people really love and appreciate this, so I feel like it's perfect for wintertime. And then we have Bear Town by none other than Frederick Bachman. I love him. He is so good at character development. I know so many people love this one, and it's the perfect wintry cover. I know it has to do with a small town hockey team, I believe it is, but honestly, I don't want to know much about this because I don't want to spoil myself. I know some dramatic things happen, probably some sad things knowing Frederick Bachman, but I'm very excited for this one. I'm thinking about saving it for my road trip to Chicago. That's like 12 hours, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna be sure and read this one because I think this is like his most popular. And another book that has been on my list for way too long is The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. We are actually picking this up for our book club with Kaylin and Zoe, 3 Blondes and a Book, and this is our November/December pick, so I had to mention it. I can tell that once I start this, I'm not gonna be able to put it down. I know this is about a girl named Vasya, which I'm probably butchering the names. I'm sorry. This is based off like a Russian folklore tale, I believe. And I think her mother passes away, and when her stepmother comes in, she like forbids her family from following like their religious traditions and different things like that. That's all I know. So yeah, that's all I need to know. It's fantasy and it's gonna be good. And this book was also on my list from last year. I feel like there's not a whole lot of like Christmassy winter books out there, so it's kind of like they get recycled every year until I can finish them all. and that is the first in a series called Wildwood. Can you appreciate this cover? Oh my goodness. I think this is about a brother and a sister, and the brother gets abducted by murder crows. Yes, murder birds. I know she goes on an adventure to try to find him and meets a bunch of weird creatures. This has been compared to a series Unfortunate Events, which is like one of my all-time favorite series. So hands down, I know I'm gonna love this one. It's just a matter of picking it up because it is a chunker for a middle grade. It is a big boy, and there's 3 of these, so I know once I read the first, I'm just gonna want to read the other 2. So it's just a matter of time and dedicating that time to reading all 3. But this looks really, really good, and I don't hear enough people talking about it. This next one, I cannot tell you how stoked I am to get to this, okay? Look at the cover. This is called Northchild by Edith Peto, I think, Petu. This has like the highest most ratings I've ever seen on Goodreads, and I didn't realize that until this year when I was like, I need that book. It looks so cool. It's about a girl who makes this pact with like a polar bear, and she gets a ride to like this enchanted castle to figure out like her true destiny or her true like identity. So it sounds absolutely amazing. I'm super excited to get to this one, especially since it's so highly rated. I think that I might actually pick this one up first. I don't know. So I read Sophie Anderson's book, The House with Chicken Legs, and absolutely adored it. And I knew I had to pick this one up because it's so wintry. It's about this polar bear, or this bear that got like abandoned in a cave as a baby. And I think it's from the bear's perspective. It doesn't really get along with the villagers and the other people, and all he wants is a friend. So I think it's gonna be really cute. I mean, how can it not be cute when you have a cover like this? But I think it's gonna be so good. It just, it makes my heart warm just to look at the cover, you know? And then we also have another middle grade, which is Frostheart by Jamie Littler. This was high on my list last year. Again, I don't know how I missed it, how I didn't read it, but it's going on the list again this year. If not in December, definitely January. So this is about a little boy named Ash who doesn't have parents, I guess, but his guardian is a Yeti, and they go on this adventure, and before that they find out he has like some type of magical power. So I think it's just all about like self-discovery. There's a lot of like cool looking animals and friends, and I think it's kind of like piratey, so that's totally up my alley. Again, another really cool one that I just know that I'm gonna be obsessed with once I'm done with it. As you can tell, most of these are middle grade. I don't know if it's just like middle grade does the winter thing well, or I don't know, but apparently I'm gonna be reading a lot of middle grade. I have 2 more middle grade, and the first one I have is The Barren Grounds by David A. Robertson. I got this sent to me from, I think it's Tundra Books, the publisher, and it's been compared to Narnia. So I know there's like these indigenous orphans who like get stuck in the snow or something somehow, and then they stumble upon like a whole nother world because it's compared to Narnia. So I really don't know what all that entails. That's just all I want to know. This one I'm probably most excited about as well. It's called Aggie Morton, Mystery Queen, Peril at Owl Park. I believe this is number 6 of Aggie Morton, but I think you can read them all as like standalones if you want to. So that's what I'm gonna be doing with this one. And all I know about this is instead of Christmas presents under the tree, they wake up to a murder in the house or a dead body, which sounds kind of crazy for a middle grade, but I'm really excited to see it. I know they go on an investigation. I think this is her brother, possibly, maybe a friend, but I can already tell just from looking at this cover that it's gonna be cute and spunky and fun, and yeah, I just need this book in my life. And then I have 3 young adult, which is crazy because I'm very much a young adult reader, but I only ended up with 3. So the first one is Winterwood by Shay Earnshaw. I've heard very mixed feelings about this book from friends and several different people that I know. The only thing I know is I thought this was about some witches or some girls who like find this boy in the forest, but they're not allowed to go in the forest. I haven't read anything by this author, so I'm just excited to see what I think. And then we have My True Love Gave to Me, 12 holiday stories. So there's 12 different authors, including Holly Black, Allie Carter, Kelly Link, Rainbow Rowell, Laini Taylor, Kirsten White, Stephanie Perkins, all those kind of popular authors, and I think they all have their own individual story in here. It looks really fun. There's even some cute illustrations. I tried to read this last year, and again, I just wasn't feeling like the contemporary romancy, I guess. So I ended up not reading this one last year either, but this year it's gonna happen. And last but not least is this big chunky fantasy book, A Winter's Promise, that I got ages ago, absolutely ages ago, mostly because of the cover. But I've heard really high and just really good things about this, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna like it. I know it's about a girl who can like tell people's past by just looking at an object or like touching an object. She can tell the object's past or like who's related to it, and she can also travel through mirrors, which sounds like such an interesting, cool concept, like nothing I've ever heard. So again, definitely another one that's top of my list. All of these are literally at the top of my list. It's gonna be such a hard decision. And then I thought it would be super cool or super fun to share with you guys a couple books that were my favorite from last year that I wish I had time to reread, but I remember them all, so I'm not gonna do that. But just as some extra recommendations, I thought I would share them with you. If you're looking for like a really high action-packed thriller, no exit, cannot stress this enough. There is a little bit of gore and a lot of language, so if you're sensitive to that stuff, maybe don't pick this up. But this is like the most high action-packed thriller I've ever read in my life, and it needs to be made into a movie. Actually, I think it is being made into a movie. It's about this college student who's trying to get home for Christmas break, I think, to her mom, and at a rest stop, she discovers a little girl in a cage in the back of a van in the parking lot. So she has made it her mission to go save this girl, and some crazy stuff happens, so I will leave it at that. And then we have Snow and Rose, which is just a cute little illustrated middle grade book that I absolutely adore and love and want to read every year. Snow and Rose are two sisters who are trying to find their father because he just randomly disappeared one day, and so they have no clue where he is or what's going on, and they meet some really hilarious fun creatures along the way. This is such a cute little book, and yeah, I would highly recommend picking this one up. Even if you're not into middle grade, I feel like you'd really enjoy just the illustrations and the overall like cozy wintry vibe. Then we also have another middle grade book called The Green Glass House by Kate Milford. Absolutely love this one. It brought me to tears at the end. This is about a 12-year-old boy named Milo whose parents I think like own this kind of like hotel house where like travelers pass through. He doesn't want any travelers. He wants a quiet Christmas break. He doesn't want to have to work. He doesn't want to do chores. He doesn't want to have to help out. He's like, I just need a break, which totally can relate. But then some weird guests show up and a mystery kind of unfolds and happens, and he's trying to figure out like who all these people really are. So he also has this really cute friend, which I won't say anything else, but please pick this book up. It literally brought me to tears, especially since I have two adopted sisters of my own. This is such a good book. Another mystery thriller that I love is Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. I still need to pick up more of her books. If you're a mystery thriller reader, pick this one up, especially if you love Stephen King. This definitely gave me Stephen King vibes. Like the writing and just the eeriness and the overall feel was just totally Stephen King. Basically, there was like this woman found in a field dead, like way back when, like in the 80s or something like that. Oh, actually in the 1900s. So I forgot this goes back between like historical 1900 and then present day. I literally can't describe this without spoiling anything. All I'm saying, if you want some creepy paranormal but like kind of weird and mind-blowing stuff kind of at the end, would definitely give this one a shot. Wow, well, that was a lot of books to get through, but I really hope you found some recommendations here. I really have a hard time finding like winter books, specifically ones that aren't like romance related or like cheesy related. I just like wintry books just in general. I don't know if you guys are like that, let me know. But yeah, hopefully this gave you some ideas. Hopefully I'm actually back on YouTube for a little while. I don't know. I have a lot going on with the holidays, so we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have a good holiday season. I hope you have or had a good Thanksgiving and a really good Christmas, and I will see you guys in my next video.